Alright, this is Chris recording for Pure MTGO and MagicGatheringStrat. We're going to be doing a little bit of mono blue control today. The guy in the premiere events has been doing pretty well in this. I'm not going to record a premiere event today because it's going to take a lot of time to do that. But we're going to discuss the deck, and I think this is pretty close to what he's running. What we have here is 17 islands along with 3 quicksands. The quicksands are mostly just to stop Ninja of the Deep Hours. That could be right as a 4 of, not sure. 4 Preordains because, you know, best card draw spell. 4 Piracy Charms, stops some early aggro beats along with like early Delvers and Spellstutter Sprite tricks. It also lets your Spire Golems beat up your opponent's Spire Golems. And, you know, that's the primary reason to play this deck actually. It's just so you can beat Delver. 4 counterspells because blue. We've got 2 deprives here in the main. Don't want too many of these, although I have seen mono blue control lists run 4 of these, but they're typically running 2 Uno's Graces in the main deck. 4 miscalculations. Mostly that's just an early counterspell, but in the late game it can cycle to draw you a card too to figure out what you need. A singleton, think twice. Really, that should be a gush, but whatever. Then we've got 4 accumulated knowledge, and this is like one of your primary card advantage engines in the deck. And the reason why this is better than like the think twices, all these think twices in the main that you see all these lists, is you don't have to spend as much mana to do it. And this deck can be extremely mana hungry, especially if you're trying to Una's Grace and do things like Seagate Oracle and Repulse and whatever. So that way the accumulated knowledge lets you gain cards and not have to worry about how much mana you're going to spend on flashing back, think twice, and yeah, you get way ahead on cards with accumulated knowledge, I think anyway. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. 2 excludes, they get kind of clunky, so we only have 2. It could be correct to have 3 or even 4. Once again, I've seen lists running 4, but I think 2 is probably about right. That's what I used to run in my Delver build. 2 repulses, mostly for affinity mirror enforcers. It does have some utility in other places as well, of course, but 4 Spire Golems, this is where it differs from regular Delver. Regular Delver usually runs 3 Spire Golems, but Spire Golems are really a kill condition, and it's also our great board stabilizer. And Repeal is sort of a catch-all. It's nice against hexproof, because it's like the one thing you can target to kill their auras. That's really about it for the main deck. In the sideboard, we've got some Coast Watchers, because they block green guys, like, you know, like Slivers and whatever. Curfew is pretty much for the hexproof matchup, but it's also, I think, going to come in against Delver Fiend. Curse of Chains is just a nice little utility spell. Once again, just a singleton dispel, and I'm probably going to bring that in against like Mono Black or something. 4 Hydroblasts, because I don't like losing to Kiln Fiend. It was Grace for the grindier matchups, and Serrated Arrows for matchups like Elves or Stompy. So that's pretty much the deck. We're going to join some 2-mans or possibly an 8-man and see how we do.